Thank you for joining me live from the grooming table. I am Amy Lee, certified professional pet groomer since 2003. But it is absolutely my pleasure to share with you the secrets of the pet grooming industry through this clipper microphone so you can provide the same level of quality care to your beloved pets at home as I provide right here in my grooming salon for all these years. This is going to be a fantastic video. You know, I really wish this was a mic because I feel so comfortable speaking here to you in this clipper mic. Can you hear me now? So listen, there is so much confusion surrounding clippers. I get it. And for the longest time, we even got baby clippers. And the baby clippers had baby clippers. It's confusing. It's even confusing to us professionals. I want to let you know that. Not as much. We can figure it out. But what's confusing is if we are shopping clippers online. So we know, hey, I know this brand has some great adjustable blade clippers, which I'm going to explain the difference in a second. You guys already know the difference. But so I want to check out their new adjustable blade clipper. And I go to the website, and oftentimes these brands who are selling clippers to dog groomers do not properly describe them in the information that they're putting on their websites. So it leads us to question, now wait a minute, do I have the right blades that are compatible with that? I think I do. But now it's confusing me because it doesn't say detachable blade clipper or adjustable blade clipper. They really need to say. They really need to say. So I made a list of 83 clippers. Yeah, I made a big long list. Not just a list. There's something in this for you guys today too. As I decided to really dive deep into clippers and blades and guard combs, I decided to dive deep because there's a lot of confusion. What blades, what clipper will this blade go on? What clipper will this blade go on? You know, I mean, I do understand, but some of it took a little bit of deciphering for me too. So that's why I made this list. And what started this was I actually made this list for my channel members. And I see you hounds. I see you. Anybody that's out there with a special icon in front of their name, you are a channel member. And that means I meet with you once a month. Once every month, we have what is called Sheer Joy with Amy Lee and the Hounds. And that is a lesson on Zoom. And I put together content for you guys specifically as members. So I promised my channel members, as we're moving towards our next session, which is in 2 weeks. I should know it offhand. I believe the date is May 7th. Don't hold me to it, but I'm pretty sure it is. May 7th is our next meeting, and I promised my channel members that our topic and that I was going to go into a deep dive on clipper blades, what clippers and clipper blades and guard attachments are compatible with each clipper. I mean, and that's a lot of work putting this together, but it needs to be done. It really does. Even as a professional, I found all the clippers on the market that are being sold by our trusted dog grooming suppliers, okay? There are a lot of clippers on the market, a lot of which I will never talk about because they're truly not pet clippers. So I won't even talk about those. But the 83 that made my list, they are considered for pet trimming or pet clipping. When you see the word clipper versus trimmer, trimmer typically means a single blade that is not detachable, means this clipper will only work with this one blade. And this is called a trimmer. And usually they're your smaller trimmers meant for real close detail work around the lips and the eyes and the ears and sometimes the toes or the privates. They're very tiny. As you can see, this is a regular size, like adjustable blade clipper. And then here's this guy, okay? So when you see the word trimmer, it means typically, I couldn't find a case where it didn't. Trimmer means that it comes with one blade, usually it's a 40 blade, and it's meant just to trim up those paw pads between the toes, eyes, whatever, okay? So trimmer, remember that. Trimmer means it is very limited, but helpful. But you can't groom a whole dog with it, okay? So if you see the word trimmer. Now, clippers. Clippers, there are two kinds of clippers. Now, we've talked about trimmers. All right, so we talked about trimmers. Trimmers are great, but we can't groom dogs with them solely. We can with two other types of clippers, and that is an A5 style clipper. Now, bring it in, guys. A5 means detachable blade clipper with a blade release. That is an A5 blade. They are a specific size. They are made usually of metal, sometimes with ceramic as well, ceramic cutting edge, whatever. But these are your A5 blades. Now, you don't have to worry about that because I made a PDF for you guys. First, I want to say right off the bat, for my channel members, and if you're not a channel member, you can be one. There is a link in the description of this video, and you will have access to all my learning videos with my hounds. You will have access to the past learning videos, so you can actually catch up on lessons and learn a lot. There's always downloadable information for my channel members. Well, that is what I created for my channel members. So channel members, listen up. Do not purchase what I'm going to be talking about tonight. This list, and there's something else that I did with it. What I did with it at the end, well, let me throw it up on screen so you can see. This is the printed out version for me, but it is a PDF, and I want to show you, so you will see a list. This begins the 83 clippers right here, okay? 2023 Dog Grooming Clipper and blade compatibility, and that includes guard combs. Okay, so all these clippers that made the list are clippers that are sold for grooming pets professionally or at home, but they still are a professional grade clipper in some way or another. Some of them are questionable. I wouldn't use them, but they still can be marketed for grooming dogs solely, okay? So they will have made the list because these are all the reputable brands that make clippers as well as the reputable distributors that distribute them. So what this list truly looks like, that's just the first page. Let me give you a long view. That's what is going to be in this PDF that is linked in the description below. And if you are a channel member, do not purchase it. You are going to get this and more for free when we get together on May 7th. So what is in this list right here? Let me show you this is the part that you people here tonight that are not channel members, this is what will be very interesting for you. So this is down the list in that long list of clippers. Then there is a separate chart. And in that separate chart, let me, so I can see it. Hold on a second here, guys. All right, in that separate chart is all of these manufacturers. There are many manufacturers of clippers that made the list. But on this particular portion of the chart, these are all linked. So I broke down my two favorites. One, let me just show you. One will be a adjustable blade clipper, which means it has a blade that literally adjusts. Not an this is an A5 blade. It does not adjust. It comes off, but if you want a different size, you got to put a different size blade on, okay? These blades do not adjust to these sizes either, so it gets very confusing. So I chose a favorite clipper adjustable blade and a favorite A5 detachable blade clipper for each one of those brands. And that is what, if you pay $4.99 tonight for this PDF, you will get links to all those clippers, but not just links. There is compatibility issues. People say, well, I have a Kenchi Flash. Can I use the new Joy Z blades with the Kenchi Flash? No, and the list will tell you that. It will tell you what blades are compatible. So let me see if I can pull up that list again. Oh, where is it? Okay, that's something else. I want to tell you that too. So here in the list, you're going to see at the top, you're going to see clipper type, you're going to see clipper name, which means, is it an Oster A6 heavy duty, whatever. Okay, that's the name. Is it a KM10? That's the name. Maker is Wall or Oster, Andis or Kenchi or Joy Z or Heininger. There's Askalab, Chris Christensen. They're all on here. Okay, so this list has the type, whether it is an adjustable blade or it's a detachable blade. And per each brand of clipper, I chose my two favorites. One will be, let me take this off a second. One will be an adjustable blade if they make one. Some of them don't. So one will be an adjustable blade type clipper, and the other one will be an A5 style clipper. Now you'll also see on this list, what is that? Okay, the price. I gave you the prices. I put them up there so you know. If you want to shop by price or get an idea at a glance, it gives you that. I also told you about compatible blades. Okay, so in that category list, you're going to see either blades are included or A5 style blades only, or detached, specified brand specific blade. You will see brand specific blade mostly on all of our adjustable blade clippers. These are the ones that are almost always going to be brand specific. There are only 2 adjustable blade clippers that I am aware of, and I've done a lot of research on the market. There are only 2 adjustable blade clippers that have the adjustable blade settings, remember? There are only 2 that will have compatibility, and it's only going to be with the guard combs. And that is the Kenchi Flash 5 and the Wall Bravera adjustable blade clipper. The blades are not, you can't put a Wall Bravera blade on a Kenchi Flash or vice versa, but you can use the guard combs for both. Wall makes the Bravera, and it makes 5-in-1 guard combs. They are different. They will not fit on your adjustable blade clipper. This is a detachable blade. This is for an adjustable blade. They will not fit. And that's where you guys have a lot of struggles. So what you'll find in this list, when you go down to the bottom and you say, okay, Amy's my top pick per brand, adjustable blade or detachable blade clipper in 2023. You will see each brand that made the 83 clipper list, 83 clippers, and you will see which one I felt was their best adjustable blade and which one I felt was their best detachable blade. That's it. That's the important stuff right there. Out at the end, you'll see compatible guard combs. And with that, you will see some of them say any type of A5 guard comb, which is odd for an adjustable blade clipper, but there are a couple clippers out there that, oopsies, there. There are a couple clippers out there that will work with A5 style guard combs. One of them is the new Joy Z Piranha. Now, you can't use these blades on it. That's why the blade bundle for the Piranha, you have to buy, when you buy the Piranha, you get a 10 blade, a 3 blade, a 4 blade, a 5 blade, a 7 blade, There's like a whole bundle of blades. Now it's listed on here. Now you won't see compatibility up here because this is all going to be filled in for my members when I give this to my members for free, guys. So don't buy this. If you're my members, you're getting all this with the links to the blade styles and the guard combs and the clippers themselves. You'll be getting the links for all that. And so when we look at the Kenchi Joy Z, it is a brand by Kenchi, but it is a Joy Z line. We see their Piranha bundle, and the Piranha bundle includes the blades. You have to buy the blades with it. Now it's a very specific kind of clipper. It's the feel of a 5-in-1, but the blade cutting feels like an A5 style clipper, like one of these guys. Just not as loud and not as big, more comfortable like this, like an adjustable blade clipper. So you will notice that with the Piranha. Now the Piranha is on the market now. I will be testing it soon. So if you're wanting feedback for it, you might want to hold off and wait. I will get that information to you as soon as I get the clipper in my hand. But I will tell you about the capabilities, and I'm sure it's going to be fine. And I think you can pretty much groom any dog with it. The other thing about the Piranha is you can use your existing, or you can purchase stainless steel, like we use the wall stainless steel guard combs for our A5 blades, right? For our wall cam 10. You can use those on the Piranha. That is the guard combs that you would use. It would only go over a 10 or a 15 or a 30 blade, but you can use them. So there are a lot of capabilities with that Piranha. So I'm really excited to learn more about it. Would I want to probably, as a professional, would I want to say I'm going to groom solely with that? I doubt it, because nothing can compare to these powerful clippers. And speaking of powerful clippers, Joy Z has a new powerful clipper coming on the market. It says this spring. Well, how much of spring is left? Not much. So that clipper's coming. It's coming any day. We are at the end of April, into May, we're going to turn summer, so it should be out. Now they're going to have a corded version, and they're also going to have a cordless version. The prices reflect. I have that on my list. I'll just give you a quick idea of what that would cost. I want to tell you guys, I may or may not have been able to test a prototype of that clipper. I may or may not have. But I can tell you, it's a really good one. I want you to know that. So that clipper is called the Piranha, or I'm sorry, the Raptor. It is coming out on the market this spring. They have a corded version that is pretty much in line with the price of the KM10. It's $229. And if you choose the cordless version with one battery, which their battery life on all the Joy Z's is exceptionally long, like 8 hours. That's crazy long. It's crazy. So the cordless Raptor is going to be $320. But I don't want you guys to always think you need a cordless clipper. I've been trimming with a corded clipper my whole life. And I really do. It doesn't bother me. Some people say, oh, I just can't stand that. It doesn't bother me one bit. There's one trade-off when you go from a corded clipper to, I have this same clipper, I just can't reach it and I'm mic'd. I have this same clipper and a cordless. The difference is about $100 in price. So where this one is, right now I believe this one's selling for $220 or $229. I think it's on my list, hold on. And that is the Wall KM10, which did make my list as the Walls for Wall, my favorite A5 style clipper is the Wall KM10 as far as walls go. I'm going to tell you what the price is. Wait, is it on the next? Hang on, I can't. My printer is running out of ink, so I got this big stripe through my. I think I'd be better than that, but I print so much stuff that I'm constantly going through it. All right, where's that wall at? Right now, the Wall KM is $245. Yeah. Wow, the Wall KM10 is $245.99. So the Raptor's coming in cheaper. And it's a really good clipper. It actually feels a lot like the Wall KM10. A lot. I really liked the Raptor that's coming on the market. That, where you at, Raptor? Yeah, that's 83 of these clippers. I'm trying to get my head around this. Okay, here we go. The Raptor corded like this is $229. So it's actually cheaper than the Wall KM10 right now. And it's very powerful. In fact, I think it has more RPM and SPM, strokes per minute, the Raptor. So pretty wild, isn't it? And that is an A5 style clipper. Now I want you guys to start gathering your questions together. If you have questions, I see there's some in here. Put a line through it. Hold the dash button so I can see a clear line that I know I have a question that I need to look for, so I can get you answers. There's so much confusion around clippers. But like for this Joy Z Hornet, this Joy Z Hornet made my list of as far as the Joy Z line of clippers. I had to pick just one adjustable blade clipper that I like the most, which this is an adjustable blade, and I had to pick just one Joy Z detachable blade clipper that I like the most, okay? I chose the Hornet. Now, all their Stinger, their Piranha, well, the Piranha is not an adjustable blade. Let me take that back. It is actually a detachable blade, but it's more of like a hybrid detachable blade. So the Stinger and this one. I chose this one because the difference is the Stinger has a lot of digital stuff, kind of like our Kenchi Flash 5. I like that, and I'll tell you, these are the special edition Kenchi Flashes. I have my first one now for about 2 years. Nothing has ever gone wrong with the digital parts in these clippers. Joy Z and Kenchi make, no matter what they make, they definitely put the quality into it. For my Kenchi Flash, it's adjustable by flicking that. Neither one has ever malfunctioned to give me a reason to say I don't want to go digital. So because this one isn't digital, that doesn't scare me off because I've used it. It is, you turn it on, it has two settings. It has a low speed, put that here near the mic, and a high speed. And it's really all you need in an adjustable blade clipper. So I don't really care that the Stinger has a digital LED stuff going on. It doesn't bother me at all. The reason I chose the Joy Z is because if you had to, you can do complete full haircuts with this. Now, you can still do them with Kenchi Flash 5, and you can do it with the Kenchi Flash if you buy the bundle. Well, there are other bundles of blades you can get for the Joy Z. But don't forget, this is a Kenchi clipper, and this is not. This is a Joy Z. So I couldn't put these two up together, which is cool because I like them both. I didn't want to see a clipper fight with these two. So I'm like, yeah, I like them both. There's aspects of both that I really love. I love the blade on the Kenchi Flash. The Kenchi Flash original has no other blade like it, and I love it. I think the Artera Spectra, or is it the Schernbauer, has a clipper that has a blade similar to this with the angle. It's the angle of the blade. It's all these things that make me likey. So this guy here, you have the option to use guard combs with, just like you do on the Kenchi Flash 5 and a lot of our other adjustable blades. But you also have the option to use these fixed blade settings. They have like 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. These you can actually use on the body of a dog. It's not too short as this blade is by itself. It's too short. So that's why I put the Joy Z on my list of favorites as far as the Joy Z line of clippers. I chose the Joy Z Hornet, and that is why. And I will be talking to my members specifically about this and answering their questions when we get together May 7th. But There are a lot of reasons why I chose the clippers I did when it came to my list of which one am I going to pick as the best, as my favorite adjustable blade, and which one would I pick as my favorite A5 within that brand of clippers. So if we're talking Andis, I picked which A5 style clipper on an Andis was my favorite, and I picked which adjustable style of clipper on the Andis was my favorite too. So that's what's on the end list. Also at the tail end, let's see here. At the tail end of this document that's linked in the description below, you'll see compatible A5 blades. I linked where you can get all the A5 blades that you need and who makes them. Artero makes A5 blades. Andis, Ascalep, Chris Christensen, Conair, Fresh Groom, Geib, Groomers Essentials, Heininger, Joyzy, Lab, Oster, Schernbau, Wall, and Zolita. They all make A5 blades. So when we look at the chart and we see over here a clipper, let's take some you guys would recognize, the Heininger, wonderful clipper. The Sapphire corded, which I chose as my favorite Heininger over the cordless. You don't need to spend all that money for cordless unless you want to. Any A5 style blade. So when you look at the chart and you see, oh, I like this Heininger clipper and it says it can use any A5 style blade, when you look at the bottom of the list, oops, get rid of that. You look at the bottom of the list and I say, what are A5 blades? Right here are a list of all the A5 blades, the reputable A5 blades on the market. They're all here. Underneath that is compatible A5 guard combs, including wide guard combs. Let's talk about that for a second. Wide blades are taking the market by storm. Everybody's making them now, and I gotta tell you, I love them. I love, love, love the wide blades, and I have about 3 different manufacturers of wide blades. I have kind of an off-brand that I bought off of Amazon initially when they first came out. I have some of the Joyzy wide blades, and I also have some Fresh Groom wide blades. I love them all. I love these wide blades. So you think, okay, now this is where this chart is to help you. You go, well, what clipper do they work on? Any A5 detachable blade clipper. So in my chart, you also see all the way to the far left, the first column is clipper type. You'll see either adjustable blade clipper, detachable blade clipper, or single blade clipper. A5 is detachable blade clipper, period, okay? So all those that are marked a detachable blade clipper is also known as an A5 blade style. All of the wide blades go on our detachable blade clippers. They are the only ones they work with, okay, in 2023. So unless you have one of the detachable blade clipper types on the list, your A5 blades will work with any of them, and your wide blades will work with them. That's it. Then we have wide guard combs that go with these guys, and they only work with the wide blades on a detachable blade clipper. And these make life lovely. Absolutely lovely. Lovey-dovey-dovey. So this is made to take a lot of confusion out of what clippers are compatible with what. They're in here by alphabetical order. You'll see single blade style clipper, you'll see detachable blade, you'll see adjustable blade, and then the clipper and the brand, and so on. So this is kind of a compatibility chart is what it is. I want you guys to have something to be compatible so you can have an idea of what clippers are compatible with what blades are compatible. And where do you get those blades? Well, don't forget, I provided you links. And these are through all of our favorite distributors. Some of them are only distributed through the manufacturer, but Others are distributed through Groomer's Choice, Ryan's Pet Supply, Whitman's, Pet Store Direct, all of our favorites. Love Groomers, you name it. Those are all reputable distributors. I said it right. Okay, so that's important. Now, I saw we had a super chat. So before I get away from that, I am going to let me make sure I didn't miss anybody else. I so appreciate you guys. Oh, I'm loving it. Questions. Jenny, you know me. Hi from the doggos here. Jenny, I love ya. I love ya. I love ya. I love ya. And you are so getting super chatted, girlfriend, for taking care of all your dogs the way you do. This woman has created a professional grooming salon in her garage, converted it. Not to groom the community's dogs, to groom her rescue dogs and foster dogs and her own dogs. I love that. I love that. See, that's the kind of stuff we do together here on Go Groomer. That's what makes us better together. Jenny, congratulations. I am so proud of you. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you very much. Now let's dive into some of these questions and see if this takes our conversation a little further. Let me start at the top and start scrolling. It's great to see you guys. Good to be here with you. Every other Monday, I just love bringing these topics and seeing where our discussions are going to lead. Okay. Thank you, Janelle. Janelle's my girl. She's reminding everybody, if you got a question, put a line in front of it so that Amy will see it, because Amy wants to get you an answer. Absolutely. So JB says, Amy, why is the wall still available? Why is the wall still available? Do you have any insider information on when they will be available again? Oh, you mean why is it not? The wall KM10 is what you're referring to. It's temporarily out of stock almost everywhere that you look, guys, and even on Amazon. And usually right now I would not buy a clipper on Amazon because you'll overpay. Stay off of Amazon. Stay off of Amazon for clippers. For the most part, you will overpay. Blades and some other thing is okay. Their prices are pretty good on Amazon, but other than that, no. So why is that? Good question, JB. The reason this clipper is temporarily out of stock, I want to be honest with you, ever since I started growing on YouTube and my YouTube channel was getting fairly big, this clipper became sold out. Then it would come back in stock and it would become sold out. And this kept going and going because I kept talking about it to you guys. This is my current, and it has been my winning clipper for, geez Louise, probably about, it's got to be 10 years. It's got to be. It's got to be. So it is a favorite. It's not just a favorite of mine. It's a favorite amongst groomers as well. And that's why it is constantly back in production, because they just can't keep it in stock. Now, maybe they should have figured out, after the third or fourth time it started selling out like wildfire, they should run more. Let's run more pieces. Let's make more clippers each time we make them. Maybe they do. Maybe they just still sell out. It's because they keep selling out. They will come right back in stock and they will sell out. It happens. It's been happening for the last 5 years here with my YouTube channel. I've noticed that everybody gets so upset with me. They're like, you talk about that clipper, you tell us to go get it, and you can't get it. I'm like, just be patient. It'll be back in stock. So that's a good question, and that's why it is often out of stock, because it's a favorite. It really is. It's a great clipper. One of the good things about this clipper, other than comfort and power, is durability and last. This clipper requires so very little maintenance. Typically, the only maintenance that I will have on this clipper is replace this blade drive right here. That's pretty typical. This blade drive lasts a heck of a lot longer than all the Annis and Oster clippers that I've had in the past. So it is still a better blade drive, which that's good for me. And this blade hinge, I haven't replaced this one. I have to replace it on my KM. I never replace the cord because I step on it. Those are the only things. This is a brushless motor. Now you're seeing most clippers are brushless motors. And if you are in the market for a clipper, guys, be sure it's a brushless motor. No maintenance on the motor. It doesn't need oil, doesn't need grease, doesn't need carbon brushes, nothing. It's good to go. So that's one of the reasons I love the Wall KM10. My Wall KM clipper, the hinge I need to replace. I just put it on the wall. I haven't even been using it. I like the clipper. I should be using it. I've just always used what's in right there. And I believe the reason why this needed replaced is because when the wide blades first came out, I was using a really off brand called, I think, Fur Zone. Now, it was a great blade and the guard combs, but it really whacked out my blade drives and my blade hinges because it's a bigger blade, and depending on how much tension they're putting on their blades, I don't know because I don't manufacture them, and how heavy they are, because it's a wider blade, it can be harder on your clipper. So something to remember when you do use wide blades. You may find you're replacing your blade drives, possibly your blade hinge, more often than you would expect to, okay? But it's worth it. Those parts are cheap, trust me, and using wide blades to cover more ground and just the smooth clip that we get from the wide blades, it's worth it to me. So hopefully that helped you, JB, and thanks for that question. Jeffrey Underwood says, looking at the Kenchi flashing, curious about the Piranha by Joy Z. I'll be grooming a 5-pound Maltese at home. Fantastic. I think you would like both clippers. In order for you to, let's see, what is the price on the Piranha? Hang on a second. I'm just trying to compare apples to apples, because I gotta tell you, the performance on this guy is really good. I groomed a Morkie the other day with it, with the guard combs. It was just, his coat type, I wasn't feeling it with the A5 style blades and the guard combs. So I said, let me try that Hornet. And for some reason, this clipper made me really happy on his soft coat. So there are times when I will use this with the guard combs over an A5 clipper, because I just play around with it and realize that does a great job on that coat type. And that's what it's all about. But you can still always do everything with this clipper, guys, with your A5 clipper. If you've got an Andis, my favorite Andis is that XL, is it? Hold on. What's on the list? Pro Clip XL5. That's a nice little clipper. Difference is between that and this, the longevity. And if you look at the expected lifespan of each clipper, this one has a very long lifespan versus the Andis clippers. And that new Raptor clipper coming out by Joy Z, they doubled it. They took everything into consideration. That's what I love about Joy Z. I am very impressed. Okay, so we were looking for a Joy Z Piranha. Now, here we go. Joy Z Piranha. I'm trying to see what the difference in price is so I can tell you something better. Okay, now the, where are you at? There he is. $269, and blades are included in that bundle, and it uses any A5 style guard comb. So if you already have the A5, which, you know, goes on an A5 blade, wall guard combs or the Joy Z, then you don't need to purchase wall or guard combs if you buy the Piranha, because it will work. The blade width is the same. It will work on those blades. So it's $269. Where did I go? God, I have so many clippers on here. Piranha, $269 for the bundle, and that includes, I believe, 3 blades other than the 10 blade. Is that what comes on it? 10 blade. Then it has a 4, 5, and 7. Either a 3, 4, 5, and 7, or a 4, 5, and 7. I find on those Maltese type coat types, I prefer guard combs to kind of blend. I can blend easier with a guard comb than I can with an A5 style blade. So that for me, if I was only going to be grooming a Maltese, I would probably go for the Joy Z and buy the appropriate guard combs that go with it, which they're on the list. They're linked as far as what the specific ones are that you can use with this, which are the Joy Z brand. So if I was you, that would be my choice. Honestly, between those two clippers, you said the Piranha and the Hornet, it would be the Hornet for me. Because the Piranha, you're getting more of the clipper blade versatilities, the blades. I prefer to do a lot of my soft coats with guard combs because I feel like I can blend it better, and that's why. All right, so that was a fantastic question. I hope that I answered your question for you, and maybe that might have answered somebody else's question too. So let's keep moving on here with questions. And I see Janet says, I want to know all your videos you don't use attachments. I want to know, I want to know all your videos you don't use attachments. And I want to know in all my videos I don't use attachments. I have no idea what you're talking about. I use guard combs all the time. Are you sure you're watching my channel? I don't know what to tell you, Janet. I use guard combs all the time. You may not see me grooming dogs with this clipper all the time, but a guard comb is a guard comb. Okay, if you see me using this guard comb on this clipper, it's going to produce this type of work. So I use guard combs all the time, honey. They're wonderful all the time, and it's pretty much in all my videos, but I'm not sure. Okay, does it matter if you use attachments? Yes, it does matter. If you have a Kenchi Flash 5, this is what? An adjustable blade clipper, right? The sizes are a 10, an 8, 9, 10, 15, and 30. None of those sizes are long enough to trim the body of a dog. I don't want you guys doing that. The shortest blade that I would use to trim the body of a dog is a 7 blade. Never any shorter. I know it gets confusing. Don't forget, I have a video that's called Clipper Blades. Clipper blades and guard comb attachments, and it tells you how to determine what blade and what length that would be. Remember, the higher the number on a blade, okay, here's a 10 blade, this is a 7. The higher the number, 10 is a bigger number than 7, right? The higher the number, the shorter it will clip. I need you to remember that. So the longest number on here is an 8. That's shorter than a 7. Higher the number, an 8 is higher than 7. The shorter the clip, okay? So if you're using an adjustable blade clipper, and there are many, but they do not leave enough length of coat for you to solely just use this without a guard comb attachment. This is what leaves more length of coat. So yes, you probably do need to use guard comb attachments depending on what you're trimming. If you're setting a pattern set on a Schnauzer, you can go for that 7 blade. You know, if you're doing a summer trim on a Shih Tzu, you could do a 5 or a 7 blade. But if you're leaving length, you know, I wouldn't go this short on a Maltese ever. I would never do a 7 on a Maltese. It's too short because their skin is pink for one, so it can easily be sunburned, and their coat is thin. Remember, their coat is designed to protect their skin. So they already have thin hair, not real thick hair. So if we take it as short as a 7 blade, we're really leaving that skin exposed to some things that could be bad. The sun, the cold, water, bugs, you name it, you know. So yes, you need to be using guard combs. Pretty much everybody uses guard combs unless you're going to hand scissor. And if you're more on the beginner side, you're probably not hand scissoring a dog. So yes, you would use guard combs to get you there, you know. Janelle says, oh, she's hold down the dash button. Janelle's like, come on, get your questions answered. You got to hold down that dash button. All right, Janet says, why interchange blades if you buy detachable blades with your clipper? I don't get it. Well, if you're clipping dogs and you're not sure why you would change blades, that scares me a little bit, Janet, because I don't think that you've learned enough. You can't learn everything from watching one video. You can't. You can hurt a dog with a clipper. And I try to really point that out in every video that I make when I'm clipping, because I know a lot of beginner groomers are watching my channel. And I want to remind you guys of those important things. I also remind you guys to never go into a sanitary area, which is around the privates or the anus, paw pads, the ears, in front of the ears. Never to do any of that work unless it's a 10-blade setting. That is the safest setting. So if you have an adjustable blade clipper, you would set your adjustable blade to your 10 setting. If you have an A5 style clipper, so your question was, why would you change the blade? I don't have a 10 blade sitting here. Well, I do, it's a wide blade. But if you're using an A5 style clipper, you would have to switch to a 10 blade if you're going into the private areas. So that's important to know. You want to know why we would switch to a dog. If I'm trimming a dog, this is a 7 blade. This is when I would switch the blade. If I'm trimming a Schnauzer and setting a Schnauzer pattern, I like to do that with the length of the 7 blade. I like this blade for setting Schnauzer patterns, or a Cocker Spaniel pattern. I like that 7 blade for that. Now it's time to trim in the sanitary. Well, I got to switch the blade, right? So now I got to take that one off and put this 10 blade on. That's why you would switch your blades. If you're solely using this clipper, you have to have guard combs, because none of these lengths are going to leave enough length on the body. It's too short. Very important. So I think you really need, if you're trimming your dog, or maybe you're just thinking about it, Jen, and that's good. If you haven't done it yet, you need to watch more videos, because you need to understand the importance of that. I have videos about clippers, I have videos about clipper blades, and I have videos about guard comb attachments, and of course I have a lot of videos on specific types of trims, just little pet trims, you know. So I tell you, you have to watch the videos and you have to listen, because the information is in there that you need to safely groom a dog. It's so important. So take your time to get the knowledge first before you put a clipper to a dog. It could end up being disastrous. CLA says, hi, please see my question above regarding ear hair plucking. There it is. Okay, I'm sorry, but you didn't put a line in front of it. That's why I couldn't see it. Got you now. Hi, I've been watching your videos on ear plucking. My 1.5-year-old dog does not have an infection, but will refuse to let me near the ears to pluck and to clean it. How can I get her used to it? It could be the way you're doing it. You could be hurting your dog. I would think you're not, but you got to always think, am I hurting my dog? The first thing I would always think is the way I'm touching him. You know, if you're using hemostats, you better be sure of what you're doing. Because if you pinch the tiniest little bit of skin in there, you have a real big problem coming. That is very tender, delicate skin. You don't have to constantly pluck a dog's ears. It's debatable whether you should or not. I do, if the dog has a lot of ear hair, I do like to pull some of that out if the ear looks healthy right now. If the ear is nasty brown and a little smelly, I would never go in there and pluck the ear hair out, because now I'm leaving an open hole for dirt and bacteria and irritants to get into that hair follicle that I just opened up. So you got to be mindful of it. But you don't have to pluck all the hair out of the ears when you pluck the ears, guys. You're just trying to keep it vented. You know, some hair in there is okay because it does collect buildup, which is good. That's what the hair is supposed to do. You just don't want the ear canal to become completely packed. That could be a problem. I've seen some pretty nasty packed matted hair inside the ears. It's just too much. So that should answer your question. As far as I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you are doing right. I don't know what you're doing wrong. I don't know. I can't tell you. All I can tell you is be gentle. Be very gentle and be very sure of what you're doing. If you're not sure of what you're doing, don't do it. And that goes for any grooming methods. If you're not sure of what you're doing, don't do it. It can be dangerous, really. So I just got to be real with you guys. That's all. Because I want what's best for you and your pets. Because I know that's what you want too. All right, so Janelle says, are these size limitations to use the wide blades? Will they be effective on smaller dogs as well? I use wide blades on anything. Typically, I would go with anything. Oh my goodness, we've got new hounds and we've got a new super chat. I will get you, Sandra. Hold on a second, honey. The wide blades, Janelle, I really love to use amongst all dogs. I wouldn't use it on something as small as a Maltese or a Yorkie, but anything bigger than that, including Shih Tzus. I don't like to use this for pattern sets, but I use it typically with the guard combs. I love using my wide blades with the guard combs to set length on all different types of anything Shih Tzu size and up. As far as the wide blades themselves go, like a 7 blade, I don't often go for the wide blade when I'm just using a blade, like a 7 blade on a Schnauzer. I feel like I have a little more control with the regular size A5 blades. Because don't forget, the wide blades are A5 blades. They're just wide. I mean, they're for an A5 clipper, which is a detachable blade clipper. So really what I use my wide combs for is when I use the wide guard combs. That's the majority of the time that I'm using these wide blades. I don't really use a lot of like the 5 wide blade or the 7 wide blade. Not so much. I would go for the regular A5 blade on that. So hopefully that helps. Size limitations, meaning with the animals. Yeah, anything smaller than like a Maltese or a Yorkie, then I just feel it's a little too cumbersome. You know, I just feel it's a little too big. Just can't really get in there and do what I need to do. So I would go for a regular size blade. But both of them fit on my KM10, which is a detachable blade clipper. And let's see here. CLA says, hi, I've been watching your videos on ear plucking. Okay, I got you and answered that question as best I could. That was a tough one. Sandra, you are not getting out of here without a salute, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. You're wonderful. What is that little guy saying? Thanks for being you. Well, thanks for being you and for coming here and hanging out with us, Sandra. I hope you're getting value out of this content. I really do. I try my best. I really do try to set you guys up for success. That's my goal. So Jeffrey says, can you hold up 2 clippers to show the angle difference and explain why it makes a difference? The blades, it's not the clippers that make the angle. It's usually the blade. I think what you mean is when I was talking about, let me go to full screen here. When I was talking about the Flash and the Flash 5, let me see if there is a slightly different angle on the Flash. When I say angle, I mean this part from here forward than there is on the Flash 5. That is a little bit of a different blade. I feel like it makes a difference. Let me see if I can do this. I struggle. That's the Flash 5. And this is the Flash. It is slightly angled. And it makes a difference to me when I'm using it mainly in paw pads, sanitary areas. I feel that difference. It's a slight difference, but to me, I feel the difference. And
I am certified pet professional Amy Lee. The only difference between you and your groomer is knowledge, techniques, and tools. It is absolutely my pleasure to share with you.
Oh, I see. Got it. The button was still clicked. All right. So hopefully that helps you understand. And you may find sometimes on your A5 blades, from brand to brand, there are differences. You'll feel a 7 blade of one brand and a 7 blade of another brand and say, this is producing smoother work. And often it can be because of how close the teeth are, but also it could be a slight angle on that blade. Could be slight, but it could make a difference. Maybe it's even so little that we can't see it with the eye. Sometimes you just get to feel what you like. When I try a new blade, I can feel right away if I like it or not. I'll tell you, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I do not like the Artero blades. I bought several of them when I was desperate for some blades that I loved, and thank God Joyzy started making these blades. They are my favorite. They make every size. The Joyzy A5 blades are my favorite, absolutely. We have waited a long time for a blade like that. The Artero blades I don't like. I'm going to say it right there because I don't want you to buy them unless you already have them. Then use them until they're dull. Now, Tina says, is that wide blade that you have on the wall KM10? Yes, I do. This one here is a wide blade. But like I said, the wide blades only work on clippers such as the Wall KM10. And you will find on your list whether a clipper, I can't see, oh my gosh. You'll see on your list whether or not a clipper is a detachable blade clipper or an adjustable blade clipper or a single blade clipper. Detachable blade clippers are the only clippers that your A5 blades will work on. And they're listed, 83 of them on here. So if you ever say, I don't know which one is a detachable blade and which one isn't, it's on the list. If it says detachable blade, it works with A5 style blades. And there are many manufacturers of A5 style blades. So you can use a Joyzy blade on a wall clipper. If we're talking detachable blades, you can use, do I have another blade type here? No, because I've been using all the Joyzy ones. These are all Joyzy. You can use an Andis A5 blade on a wall clipper. You can use an Oster A5 blade on a wall clipper. All these blades that are listed at the very end of, well, the brand is, if you click on it, it takes you to where you can get the blades, where you purchase the A5 blades. They all make A5 style blades. Makes these types of clippers very versatile, right? So that means as a professional, I may have 50 blades. Some are Andis, some are Osters, some are Joyzy, some are Wall. I can use them all with this clipper. So that's why I just like A5 clippers for the heavy work. Definitely for the heavy work. Now let me see here. Hold on, guys. My screen's a little busy. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, I need to get back to your questions here. Did I have a wide blade on? Yeah, that was a wide blade. Yes, I usually do have a wide blade on my detachable blade clipper for sure. Start your question with dashes. Thanks, Janelle. She's really trying to get your questions answered, guys. She's very helpful. Yeah, Janet, it said $269 for that Piranha, but it is a bundle. And you'll notice if you go to the Piranha on Joyzy's site that it is a bundle. It comes with 4 blades. I'm pretty sure it's 4 blades. So kind of sets you up if you like clipping with blades. Some people prefer a guard comb, even a shorter length guard comb instead of going for that blade. And others don't. It just depends. Court Gesture, how you doing lately? Hope all is well. Well, thank you, Court Jester, and always good to see you. Always good, and we so love having you with us, and I appreciate you. I've been doing okay. I'm just burning the candle, you know, burning it, but it's good. Thank you for asking. And Tawny says, good afternoon, Amy. Just got a 3-month-old Shih Tzu. What tool do I need for grooming? Lots of tools. I have a few Shih Tzu videos. If you're planning to groom it yourself, you really need to get educated on how to groom that dog. So I have a lot of videos. Any of my small dog videos will be helpful as far as what tools you would be using. There's many tools you need to groom a dog. There's shampoos, conditioners, brushes, combs. Oh, come on, Amy. Toenail trimmers, clippers. There's a lot of tools. I can't just sit here and tell you everything to go buy. But I will tell you, if you want to take my very basic pet grooming course, it will set you up for grooming your Shih Tzu at home. And it also has a bundle of tools that you can purchase from Groomer's Choice. They put them all together. We work together and put together a beginner tool set for the very beginner, only what you need, not what you don't need. So that is all part of my course. It's $199, and it is an online visual course for the very, very beginner groomer who doesn't know anything about pet grooming. And it will get you there. It will get you to the point where you can groom your dog at home, for sure. That's why I designed the course. So Tina says, I use a 10 on my Labradoodle. No, never. 10 is too short. Remember I said that. Nothing shorter than a 7 blade on your Labradoodle on anything. A 10 is short, leaves no length of coat, causes problems. A 7 blade is the shortest blade that you would use on a Labradoodle. And you might even prefer to use a 5 blade. Some Labradoodles don't have a very dense coat, not like our golden doodles. So you may even want a 5 blade for your Labradoodle, but definitely a 7, not a 10. And Janet says, with detachable blades, how do I know what guard combs to use for summer for Morkies? Well, I did do a video about a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. It's on my channel. I think it was a live stream that showed you what length these guard combs leave. And there are charts. I think Wall has a chart. Andis has a chart to show you the amount that the guard combs leave. Or you could simply just go by the details when you purchase it that say this particular guard comb leaves a 5/8 inch clip. See that? They will all be listed on the website that you purchased them from. So if you don't know what 5/8 is, you get out a ruler and you take a look. What's 5/8 of an inch? It's about that long. That's how you determine. How do you determine what length you want on your Morkie or whatever dog, guys? It's up to you. Just don't go any shorter than a 7 blade. Okay? When we're talking pet trims, like a teddy bear cut, like I have my teddy bear video on my channel, that is just kind of a generic haircut. A generic, all over, head is nice and round, but all over haircut. You can choose the length that you prefer to keep brushed out and bathed and conditioned in between grooms. It's up to you. I can't tell you what you should do. So you have to know what you can maintain, what you're willing to maintain, what you're capable to maintain, meaning that means brushing and combing. If you're leaving a lot of length, you're going to have to do a lot of brushing and combing and bathing and conditioning to keep that coat from being tangled and matted. So that's up to you, Janet. You have a lot of homework to do, I can see. You have a lot of questions. So that's good. Hopefully you're writing things down, getting the answers that you need, because there's a lot to learn. You can't just say, I'm going to groom my dog and go purchase a clipper and expect it to go well. It's not going to. There's a lot to learn. But it's a fun learn. Uncle Sam's niece, how you doing? Any tips for getting more poof More poof look on the head of a Portuguese water dog, on a Porty. More poof on the head. Okay, let me think about that. That has a wavy coat, and they do. I love that coat type though on a Portuguese water dog. So when I get, she has a wavy coat that is too much like a drop coat or, you know, like a regular coat. It won't fluff. It won't fluff up for you. Okay. How can I make it look Porty-like? Okay. How can you make your Porty's head look Porty? Because they do have a big, nice little dome there going on. The Portuguese head is a very distinct trim. So they have a lot of height there. The couple things that you can do is, if you're definitely set on getting that height, you're going to want to straighten out the coat when you're drying it. And that has to be done with some type of a stand dryer, or you could even get that handheld dryer that I have it in a couple of my videos, but it would work for the head of a Porty. And fluff, you brush and fluff and straighten. You want to stretch dry that hair as much as possible, meaning we want to straighten it out as much as possible. The only way to straighten out that hair is through the drying process and with heat, brushing with heat. Now you have to be careful whenever you have heat near your dog's head, that it's too close or that you're holding the dog too close to the heat or directly in the flow of the heat. So you have to move the dog a little bit. But heat is how you straighten the coat as much as possible. There are some products, you know, that you can get, you can work in there. I'm not a fan of putting products in our pet trims, because typically our pet trims aren't bathed again for 4 to 6 weeks. If you put product in your dog's hair to get it to stand up, it's going to want to mat quicker because it's going to collect dirt and build up from the atmosphere. And right now the pollen is terrible outside. You can literally see it in the air. That gets in our dog's coat too. So I'm always leery to put products in my dog's coat when I'm talking pet trims, you know, because we realize we're not going to be bathing them again for about 4 to 6 weeks. So I don't, you know, there are a lot of products. What products would work for that? Thick and Thicker. But they're hairsprays, you know, they're Rough Out by Easy Groom is one I used to use a lot to plump out the legs. But I just get away from putting product in the coat because I know it's going to cause the dog to possibly, you know, to mat quicker because things will stick to the products that are in the coat. So if I can't get a dog's top knot to stand up like I want, often what I'll do is go a little bit shorter with my guard comb. Not short, but if the hair is so limp that it grows and then it falls, then the only way to keep it from falling is to cut it about the length of where it starts to fall, if that makes sense. Then it will stand up. That's just what you got to do. Sometimes it's what you got to do. I don't know if that made any sense. It did in my head. All right, do we have any other questions here, guys? If you do want to purchase, there's one question from Nancy. I'll get you, honey. If you do want to purchase this guide with the links to my favorite clippers as well as what blades are compatible, it will take you right to that. It is $4.99, and it is in the description of this video, but you will get the list of all 83 clippers and the prices, but you won't see what they're compatible with. That I'm giving to my members in 2 weeks. So members, if you're a channel member, don't purchase it because you're getting it when we get together. It will be your PDF. Okay, so hold on to that thought. Okay, so Nancy says, hi Amy, I have a 5-month-old miniature poodle and I'm grooming her myself. Do you recommend specific oil or blade spray or both? Yes, of course. And how often should I lubricate my blade? I clean my blade after every use. So for me, that's a lot. Every time. Every time I use a 10 blade in a private area, I clean it, oil it, put it back on the shelf. So every time I use my blades, I clean and oil them afterwards because I'm using them a lot. I rotate through them all day long. So they're always being oiled. If you're only grooming your dog at home, Oil it before you use it, and there's a couple oils. Joy Z has an oil now, I saw, and I wanted to try it. It's probably the same. Oil is oil, but there is a right and wrong oil to use on clipper blades, as well as shears. Different oil for shears. So I use the Andis clipper oil, have used it for years and years. Wall makes one. They're all fine if it says clipper oil, not clipper grease, clipper oil, okay? And then I use Andis Cool Care to clean the blade afterwards. So I'll blow it out with my high velocity dryer, all the hair clippings, and then I spray it with Andis Cool Care. And Andis Cool Care is designed to just dissipate. So you want to spray it. It is a disinfectant. So you spray it and you set it and forget it. So you spray it and leave it, and it's disinfecting, and it will dissipate. What's my opinion on ceramic blades, says Joanne. Ceramic blades, the cool thing about them is ceramic is not a conductor of metal. So that is why the ceramic blades won't get hot. That's a huge plus. So do I find that to be valuable? Yes. As a professional, I am pretty fast with my clipper work. So especially with the new Joy Z blades, it takes them a while to heat up. That is one of the things I like about them. There is ceramic in these blades as well, like in the metal. So ceramic is not a conductor of heat. That's a positive thing. However, most of your blade sharpening services are not going to sharpen those ceramic blades because they need a special head to sharpen that. So then maybe it's not worth it. That's why I don't use them, because you will pay more for a ceramic edge blade. It was supposed to hold sharpness longer, so maybe you will get a lot out of it. I have used them in the past, but I've never noticed that it was worth the money. So I use metal blades. And I also don't, it takes, I'm not clipping too long. I'm pretty fast with my clipper work, so by the time my blades might start to heat up, I'm done with my clipping work. So they're a good thing. That's what I think about ceramic blades. They are a good thing. I'm not going to say they're not. They are. Okay, so that was a great question. Babs says, Amy, I wanted the Wall KM10. It's out of stock everywhere. Please, can you advise which one to get? I have a Lhasa and I am a home groomer. If you want KM10 is a detachable blade clipper. You can groom your Lhasa with a clipper like the Joy Z Hornet with guard comb attachments. You would have to purchase those. It does come with, I think, 3, the Joy Z Hornet. 3 of these, but not like this length. It doesn't come with that. You could go with the Kenchi Flash and buy those attachment combs that go, and they're in my list. They're linked, so if you don't know where to get them, it says. Oh no, wait, they're in. They are not. They are going to be in my members list. The only ones that I linked are the ones that made my favorite cuts. That Andis Excel, that Andis Pro Clip Excel, which is on this list, that's a nice clipper. If you're only gonna, it's very comfortable and it's got good speed and it's easy to be accurate with that clipper. I tried that clipper when I was with Rudy. That is one of the only Andis clippers that I like. I used to use Andis clippers all the time and I never liked the weight of them, never. Then they came out with the Ultra Edge and I loved it, but it kept dying within a year and a half and I'm like, that's not normal. So I bought 2 of them and after they just kept repeatedly dying, I was like, I gotta find a new clipper, and that's when I bought this one. But I've used a lot of Oster, a lot of Andis. I tried the Andis Pro Clip Excel when I was with Rudy, and it is a little bit pricey. It's a great clipper though. Let me tell you what the price is. It's $254. It's called an Andis SMC Pro Clip Excel 5-speed. It's a nice clipper. Or you could go with the full package on the Joy Z and get, buy the Joy Z and buy the guard comb set for 5-in-1 clippers. They call them a C series blade at Joy Z. So that would probably get you there as long as your dog's coat is properly prepped, which my videos will tell you what that means. You'd have to watch them. So yeah, Jenny, members are getting it free, my love. Don't purchase it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're getting it for free. All right, what to use to lubricate shears. Shear oil. It's called shear oil for sure. And Kenchi sells shear oil. I get all my shear oil from Kenchi on their website. And there's a difference between shear oil and clipper oil. Shear oil is made to dissipate as well, and it's very important. So that's a good question. Guys, I have so many good questions, you smarty pantses. Listen, thank you for coming here tonight. I hope you've learned something. Members, I'll see you on May 7th, and you're going to get a lot of information. Okay? If you guys want to purchase it or become a member, you can. If you are a member, it will be your PDF that will be linked with the video that when we record our Zoom session. So you will have it there, but you'll be able to add it to your notebooks. And it will be very valuable. This will be a great add to the notebooks, trust me. That's a lot of good information. So I will see you guys in 2 weeks, live from the grooming table on a Monday. It will be 2 weeks from today. And I want you to have a wonderful, we're coming into summer. It's feeling good. It feels really good. Hey, maybe you might want to think about taking your grooming table outside if you groom at home and let the birds chirp in your ears and feel like Snow White. And all the little birds will be chirping and the squirrels will be going, oh, this is so cool. Yeah, I always wanted to groom outside. I haven't, never done that. Well, I guess I have. I help people at shows, but I want to. I have to make a video grooming outside. Anyway, here is a Farmer's Dog commercial for you, the Super Bowl commercial. If you didn't see it, get out your Kleenexes because it's a good one. If you're interested in trying the Farmer's Dog food, I am an ambassador pro with the company because I feed my dogs the Farmer's Dog, and they asked me if I wanted to represent. I said, hell yeah, I want to represent. I'm representing. Definitely, I can offer you and your pets a 100% free trial of the Farmer's Dog if you're interested. It's linked in the description below. So let me just, oh my God, my screen's busy. Let me just throw that commercial down for you guys. And once again, thank you for coming here live from the grooming table. Again, after like 5 years, we keep meeting here at the same grooming table. It's been a good ride, but we're not done yet. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I love you.